Gilmore Girls would have been a very different series if it had stuck to its original plan, as it would have been missing its best story. There are many compelling reasons to watch Gilmore Girls, from Lorelai and Rory's mother-daughter dynamic to the small-town charm of Stars Hollow. However, there's one specific storyline that kept many viewers tuning in when the show was on air, the will they, won't they romance between Lorelai and Luke Danes. Lorelai and Rory have a number of love interests throughout Gilmore Girls, but some are more memorable than others. And even the most memorable men in the Gilmores' lives aren't always the most likable. Rory's first boyfriend, Dean, isn't someone viewers feel compelled to root for in hindsight. And although Christopher remains a constant presence in Lorelai's life, he repeatedly proves he isn't right for her. However, Luke is someone viewers wanted to end up with Lorelai from the very beginning. Their dynamic kept the show interesting, but it almost didn't happen. Gilmore Girls' original script saw a woman playing the same role as Luke. Stars Hollow's diner would have been run by a woman. Luke Danes standing behind the counter at his diner on Gilmore Girls. Luke may be one of the best characters in Gilmore Girls, but the original script for the show didn't include him at all. The Gilmores still needed their coffee fix, but the initial plan would have seen a woman named Daisy filling Luke's role. In a 2016 interview with Entertainment Weekly, creator Amy Sherman-Palladino revealed that Luke was originally a female character. While she didn't delve into specifics, it's safe to assume this meant that Stars Hollow's favorite diner would have been run by a woman. This would have changed the dynamics of Gilmore Girls significantly. Although it would have given Lorelai and Rory another woman to befriend, it also would have seen Lorelai's character arc unraveling differently. Without Luke Danes, it's not entirely clear who she would have ended up with. It's possible she and Christopher would have rekindled their romance fully, or that a new character would have been invented for the same purpose. But thanks to a request from the WB, we don't need to wonder what the show would look like without Luke. Why Gilmore Girls changed the original script to include Luke Danes. Amy Sherman-Palladino made the character a man at the network's request. Luke smiling in his diner in Gilmore Girls. Lorelai was initially supposed to get her coffee from a woman, but fortunately, changes were made to this Gilmore Girls plan. Sherman-Palladino explained why the original character was replaced with Luke, and it ultimately came down to the network wanting another man on the show. The creator delivered on this, as she already had one character whose role could work as either a man or a woman. Such a request might be scrutinized under other circumstances, but making Stars Hollow's diner owner a man wound up paying off. Luke Danes quickly became one of the highlights of Gilmore Girls, with his grumpy attitude and heart of gold winning over viewers. A woman with a similar personality might have had the same effect. However, without Luke, Gilmore Girls would have missed out on one of its best stories. Luke and Lorelai's love story wouldn't have happened without this early change. Gilmore Girls' most iconic couple almost didn't exist. Luke and Lorelai's romance is one of the best storylines in Gilmore Girls, especially during the show's early seasons. With Lorelai depicted as straight in the series, she simply wouldn't have developed an identical relationship with a female character in the same role. They might still have proved an endearing duo, but Lorelai would have looked for love elsewhere. And let's be honest, none of her other prospects were nearly as compelling as Luke. In hindsight, it's hard to imagine her ending up with anyone else. The chemistry between Luke and Lorelai was undeniable throughout Gilmore Girls, even if their romance wasn't originally what the creators intended. Many viewers, myself included, kept watching to find out if they'd ever acknowledge their obvious feelings for one another. Even years later, they're still recognized as one of TV's most iconic couples. None of this would have happened without that script change, so it's a relief things worked out the way they did.